Hello everyone, and welcome back. I think there's two main things that we need to learn from this verse in Ecclesiastes 4, because it's such a simple verse. But I think the truths in this verse are life-changing for us. If we really kind of let them sink into our hearts and take some time and meditate on this verse. So let me read the verse again before we get into it. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9 says this, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For when one falls, the other can help him up. But woe to the one who falls alone and does not have another to lift him up." So let's talk about what we learn from this verse. So the first thing we learn from this verse, and this is an amazing truth here, is that God has created us for partnership. Think about that. We were not meant to live life alone. We're not meant to do everything in life by ourselves. We're not meant to be a one-man team or a one-woman team. No, God has created us for partnership. The Bible talks about the fact that it's not good for man to be alone. Adam needed Eve. And in the garden, he was probably lonely sometimes, even though he had animals around him, but he didn't have another human being to partner with. And so God made Eve for Adam. Now, I want to make this clear. If you are single right now and watching this, I'm not saying that God has not called you to a particular person, okay? God will lead you to that person if that's His will for you. But I am saying that God has created us for partnership. Our DNA, if you will, is for partnership. It's for us to be able to relate to another person and work together for the purposes of God. So if you're single right now, perhaps God is calling you to a local church where you can partner with people, to serve in ministry, to go on mission trips with, to build businesses with. There are all kinds of partnerships that you can get involved in. Perhaps God is calling you to develop a small group of friends where you meet on a regular basis to pray for one another, encourage one another, hold each other accountable. Point is, we were not meant to walk this journey alone. And if you're alone right now, then I would say ask God to put people around you that you can partner with, that you can serve God alongside of. On the flip side of that, if you're married and watching this, then I would say make sure that your spouse knows that you are their partner. You are someone that they can lean on, that they can count on, that they can encourage. And not only that, be a partner with them in terms of working together. So many times couples get married and they kind of split up the roles. It's like, okay, well, you take care of the finances, I'll take care of the kids. You take care of mom and dad, I'll take care of my mom and dad. Or, you work on Saturday, I'll work on Sunday. And so you just kind of divide up the responsibilities, which is not bad. But I think there's a danger when we don't come together and work together. We don't sit at the table together and actually plan for our future together. We don't look at our finances together, when we don't pray together. The truth is, God has placed us in partnership with one another. And so that means that we should work together, that we should be partners with our spouse, with our friends, with the people in our small group, with the people in our church. Let's make sure that we understand that God has created us for partnership. The second principle I want us to see in this verse is that we need to remember that life is filled with ups and downs. And those downs sometimes are pretty hard. They might even knock you out for a while. They might even leave you feeling like you don't have any strength left to get back up. And we see that in this verse. It talks about how sometimes we fall. Sometimes we fall in life. Sometimes we mess up. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we just get tired and we burn out. Sometimes we lose people that we love. Sometimes we lose our jobs. Sometimes we lose our health. And it's easy for us to get down when that happens. And so Solomon says here in this verse, if you have a partner, then that's good news for you, because when you fall, they can help you up. But the person who is alone, whoa, it's a dangerous thing to be alone when you fall, because no one's there to help you. Now, I believe in most cases, if you fall, you can still get up. Okay, you may have to crawl, you may have to limp, but you can still get up. I don't think this verse is talking about getting up off the ground necessarily. I think this verse is talking about getting back in the race. I think it's talking about getting back into the battle. Getting back into serving God. Getting back into serving your family. Getting back into your job. Getting back into your ministry. Have you ever fallen so hard that you thought there was no way I was getting back into that race? Have you ever fallen so hard that you thought there's no way I'm ever going to be able to do what I used to be able to do? I've been there, and I can tell you this, it's hard to get up. It's hard to get back into the race when you've fallen, and no one's there to help you up. And so perhaps that's why the author of this book, Solomon, he wrote the book of Ecclesiastes because he had fallen, and he knew there was no one there to help him up. he knew he had to get himself up. That's what I see in this verse, is that he's saying, man, you got to get yourself up sometimes, but it's better if someone's there to help you. And so I think that's the encouragement that we need.
Let's make sure we're surrounded by people that when we fall, they can help us up. Let's make sure we're surrounded by people that when we fall, they don't point fingers at us. They don't blame us. They don't shame us, but rather they pick us up, dust us off, encourage us, and say, hey, let's get back in the race. Let's go for it. Let's do it again.
By the way, if you're struggling right now and you feel like you've fallen and you need somebody to help you up, please reach out to us. Okay, please send us a message. Go to our website, reach out through the social media, send me a message directly. My team will get back to you. We'll try to help you find resources and help you get back up. Don't ever think that it's hopeless. Don't ever think that God is through with you. Don't ever think that you're too far gone for God to redeem your situation. No, God is in the business of redeeming. And so let's make sure that we surround ourselves with people that when we fall, they can help us up. Finally, we see here in this verse that the person who's got a partner, someone to help them up when they fall, that they have a reward. In other words, they have a blessing. They have something good coming to them because they have a partner. It's almost like Solomon saying, hey, if you're willing to get partnered with somebody, if you're willing to work in partnership with somebody, you're going to get a good reward. You're going to have something good happen to you. You know, I remember reading this verse years ago and I thought this is great for entrepreneurs. I thought this is great for people who want to start companies. I thought this is great for investors. Yes, those things are true. But I also thought, man, this is great for everyone. Because the truth is, when we seek to do life alone, we miss out on the reward that God has for us. We miss out on the blessings that God has for us because we haven't partnered with somebody to receive those blessings. So whether it's your spouse, whether it's a friend, whether it's someone at church, whether it's a business partner, let's make sure that we are partnered with people. Let's make sure that we're not trying to do life alone. As you do that, I promise you, you will see that the rewards and blessings of God come into your life. As you do that, I promise you, you will see that when you fall, there's people there to help you up. And when you get back up, you'll get back up stronger than you were before you fell. That's what this verse teaches us. Hey, I hope this helps you today. If you enjoyed this message, subscribe to our channel so you never miss a message. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for watching this message. If you enjoyed this message, I would love to invite you to subscribe to our channel so you never miss a message. Also, if you would like to support our ministry, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Godzone.